Having a great week so far. Just going to go over some pre-market prep stuff here. If you've got any questions in the Edgeful Discord, make sure to put them in there in the chat. And then, yeah, you guys should be able to see my screen. I'm live here on the socials as well, my socials too. So let's get right into it. Okay, so obviously we had a big flush out yesterday. Let's go to the 15-minute time frame just here on the NASDAQ US 100. Obviously moving down quite heavily below opening range low. Over 200 points. Very, very nice flush out yesterday. And I think it's probably needed. We came off all-time highs here. This is the daily time frame as well. So currently off the all-time highs, we are currently sitting down 2%. So I think a pullback was kind of needed in that aspect too. Very, very choppy Monday, and that must be said as well. So going back over here from Monday's, what was it? Yeah, Monday's price action, very, very choppy, tight range. I took my first loss in a while on Monday, actually, kind of in like 16 trading days, which was pretty. I was on quite a nice run, but took a loss, controlled loss on Monday, trying to trade that tight range. But yeah, very, very neat opening range pair. And I know a couple of guys that are trading with that opening range got some nice shorts yesterday. Funny, I actually made money buying the Dow yesterday. We actually had earnings on Home Depot, I think it was, that was driving the prices up. You can see we got a spike to the previous day's low, which is that white line coming across my screen here on the Dow YM. And I actually got this move over here on the open, just a little bit of a momentum plan, and locked myself out for the day. But yeah, coming into pre-market, in fact, we actually didn't get a big sell-off on the Dow. We're back at that level that we sparked at the lows there. So going to be interesting to see what we do get. Yeah, as I said, if you've got any questions, make sure to put in the chat. But let's go over a couple of Edgeful reports and or features that I am enjoying. Obviously, if you're trading the algos, just letting them do their thing, and we can maybe speak a little bit about that. I'm running some on the DAX. I took a win on the DAX here this morning. You can see I took 2 losses though. Over here, boom, got my stop loss hit on Tuesday. Trying to trade, well, not trying to trade. The algo was trading it on my back tested data. And that's kind of what I am. If you have a look over here, in the last, this is the last 3 months. This is my DAX algo. The NASDAQ one, a little bit better with my better profit factor, but this one's got 1.4 profit factor. And then the NASDAQ one that I'm running is obviously set up too, but took the loss on Monday as well. You can just see a tight range, even from on the DAX as well. We get the sell-off pre-market and then takes the opening range play short, and I get stopped out. But yes, this morning, nice little win on that, trading with the Edgeful algos. Can you please explain your approach with VWAP and the orb? Yes, of course. So yesterday on the Dow, we can actually see. So how I'm kind of using the opening range and the VWAP is I'm using the opening range high, obviously, similar to how the algos actually, my algos I've set up to trade them as well. So if you're above the opening range high, I'm looking for longs, and the VWAP, if you're below, I'm looking for shorts. So let's just have a look on, let's go to the NASDAQ, because I know most of the guys are trading the NASDAQ here yesterday. And what we can actually see from this was pretty neat. Let's just put that New York session VWAP in over there like that. So we get a flush out on the open. We can see it takes out previous day's lows. And this is quite an important one. I think that when we do see quite choppy markets, we are trading between those previous day's highs and lows, the previous day's highs and lows, as an inside trading day. That's what the, I think this market profile kind of explains that. So let me just show a drawing of this. But there's previous day's highs, here's previous day's lows. When markets are trading inside like this, one of the reports with Edgeful is that inside trading day, which happens very, very rarely. And that's where sometimes markets do tend to chop around. But if we're talking through today, let's just remove the drawings. Let's get that New York session view up from yesterday. Very, very neat shorts here yesterday. I managed also to catch a little bit of a short on this, but basically break of the opening range low. See how we're below that New York session VWAP and the opening range low. So I've got my confirmation. We get the pullback. So we're back above VWAP. I wasn't looking for shorts at the moment, but once we break back down it, and this is the 5-minute time frame, I got short and I just got the little piece. I didn't get the rest of it. Very much a scalper, so I'm not looking to trade for the rest of the trading day. So basically just trading in line with that New York session VWAP and the opening range break. So that was a nice play yesterday. The S&P ES yesterday was quite a tough one, actually. I didn't personally trade this. I prefer trading the NASDAQ and the Dow. My stats have shown me that I actually trade those two more profitably than ES. Although ES does move quite, nice, slow, and can give you some nice moves as well. But this actually took out the highs. And I know some guys that I trade with on the live stream trying to take this retest and move higher. We actually break back down below New York session VWAP, and that's where the longs were just gone. So let's put that in there. So the VWAP, you can see we break down below it, and that's where you would be like, okay, we'll be back below New York session VWAP, even though we've taken out the highs. And that's where we get the low break, and you can look for continuation plays lower in the trading day. Personally, what I prefer to do is wait for like the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes to kind of set, and then I look to take positions from there. Some of the guys did actually get that little bit of a pop above the opening range high. See how we above New York session VWAP, and then we get that pop above the high. So basically how I'm using the opening range is for breaks, and then in line with that, the session VWAP. And particularly as the session continues, I like to be done in the first 2 hours max. Personally, that's from my trading. But I mean, you could have picked up some nice little scalp shorts later on in the trading day underneath that session VWAP and the opening range low. I'm using the 15-minute opening range. Some guys use the 5, some guys use the 30-second even, but for me personally, I'm using the 15-minute opening range. Again, let's go to the screeners. I think this is probably the best thing that I'm using from my discretional trading perspective. Of course, my algos are doing their thing in the background. And I think so I was chatting to someone yesterday, and he's like, I don't trust the algos because I always want to alter them or change them in real time. And I'm like, well, you haven't been making money discretional trading, so just let them do their thing, right? Trust the algos, and that's why I've got a portion of my prop firm accounts that I am and personal cash accounts that are running on those algos. I think it's such a great benefit, especially if you're having an emotional time trading. Stuff. This is, I think, a lot of people don't understand or don't accept is like stuff that happens off the trading desk definitely will affect your trading ability on the trading desk. Sometimes. You got some other things happening in life, and you need to be aware of that. And the algos actually will trade obviously purely based on your systems that you have put in place. And I think that's quite neat. But let's go to the screeners here. What I want you to do when you check out the screener, hit all. Okay, and then this actually brings up the 12 tickers here, particularly speaking of the Mag 7 stocks, the options, SPY, and QQQ, and then also the futures ES, NQ, YM, and RTY. And then choose your favorite reports. For me, I like the opening candle continuation, the orb report, the previous day's range, and the RB. But I think the great one, especially after that first hour, is this opening candle continuation report, where yesterday, I think like everything was bearish here. The first hour was bearish across the board, except the I think it was Apple and Tesla were bullish. But that just shows you what you should be doing. And actually, you will see here, the overall bias comes up at the top of the screen of here for my selected reports on what the markets are actually doing in terms of that. So I think that can be a great help for you guys that struggle with finding a bias or what direction you should be trading in. Use the data-backed decisions in order to actually aid you. You can get a 7-day free trial. A lot of the guys actually ask about this. So if you come here to the link in my bio, and I will put this in the chat, if you come over here and you actually hit the Edgeful, if you have not taken a 7-day free trial, it will give you a 7-day free trial. You have to put in your card details and everything, but it shouldn't charge you. For 7 days, come check them out. But from a discretional trading perspective, I love the screener. It just gives me everything what I need all in one place, while my algos are doing a thing in the background. And any questions right now? I think we haven't really got much new information. We do have some earnings here coming up. We do have NVIDIA next week. Earnings today, I think we had like Target, nothing too concerning in terms of like Mag 7 wise, but I do know we have NVIDIA next week. So be aware of that, right? And then in terms of levels right now, I mean, we are currently sitting at where we closed kind of yesterday. So nothing too new in that perspective there. How's everyone's trading week been? As I said, I've taken 2 losses on my algos on the DAX, and then I had a winning one this morning while I was actually out with my family. So that was always neat. And I think that's probably that's what I like about the algos. You can actually have them trading for you while you're actually enjoying life off the desk as well. And I think that's probably the best thing, because you don't want to see a nice orb play work out where it breaks opening range high, it looks nice and runs, and you weren't able to capitalize on it. So I always advise people to even if you're not a big algos, guide to let that run. And this is currently the one that I'm running on the NASDAQ. We can actually see, let's just let it load. And I'm willing to share my settings as well if the guys in the algo chat want to see what my settings are running and everything like that too. Let's just let that load. I don't know why it's taking a little bit of time right now. Just let that load. Okay. Do its thing. But yeah, we do have, as I said, we do have earnings on the video next week. Let's go to some more reports and we can actually go over that opening candle continuation report. Let's go like this. Let's go to NASDAQ NQ. Okay. And let's go to the last 3 months. Let's just do 3 months. I like using, even the algos that I'm building, I like using recent, more recent data. I know some guys like looking at like 2, 3, 4 years. Personally, that's what I like doing, is more recent. I don't know why this thing is not loading now. I wanted to show you some of my back tested algos on here, but let's just let it do its thing. Let's go like this. Close without saving. Let's go like this. Like that. See if this one's work now. Just wanted to show you some of the stuff that I've been working on my NAST NQ algo. Okay, well, while we wait for that to load, let's go with that opening candle continuation. So we can actually see I'm using the first hour, so from 9:30 to 10:30 in the last 3 months. If that first hour is bullish, we can actually see on the NASDAQ NQ, we have a 78% chance of the day closing bullish, vice versa for the short, 79% of the time. So that's why I like to trust, particularly when trading. I don't know why this is not coming up now. So it's irritating. But anyway, that is why I like to look at that screen, and particularly the opening candle continuation, to see what direction markets are kind of heading in, right? Let's just see if it comes up here. My internet seems to be working, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if this is trading view side or anything, because Edgeful is working all good. Let's just go like this, like that. Let's go like this. Let's let that load. Maybe it's trading view side. I don't know. Okay, well, clearly there's something up here. Anyway, I'll have to show you guys I'll probably share it on stream then. I am trading live on stream as always on ASFX TV. We're actually giving away a free month right now using the code FIRST, so you can come watch me trade live there every single day. And it's been a pretty good. Let's go like this. This is my, I've got some pairs from these top one futures accounts. It's been pretty neat. I've had one red day since I started trading these last month in July up until now, right? So one red day, and that was on Monday, and that choppier trading day. I know a lot of guys did struggle there too. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's happening here. If this is, yeah, I think this is trading view side, because everything else is working good. Anyway, I'll have to show you guys on stream what I've been cooking and letting that run in the background. But in terms of that screen, I definitely want you guys to make sure to check that out. And then again, select all. I want you to select all, okay? And then you can have all the Mag 7 stocks and the options, as well as the futures markets as well. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, trading opening range with the New York session view app, and just trying to stick in line with that. But if you guys are struggling at the moment, take a step back. Also, I think trading less, definitely going to help you guys in taking more quality setups. Is definitely going to help you guys in just getting your confidence back. Because I know from trading, if you take a couple of losses, you tend to your confidence gets shaken a bit, and that leads you to hesitate on entries and everything like that. And that's why I still have my algos running in the background. I think it's great for traders like that. In terms of news, we do have that FOMC meeting minutes later on. No interest rate decision, but we do have the meeting minutes later on. And we got a bunch of flash manufacturing PMI tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. But no news really this week that we've had. So yeah, nothing too much to speak about on that front. Go check the screen out. I'll hopefully tomorrow. Pre-market prep is always from 8 a.m. to we normally run it for about 15, 20 minutes, maybe sometimes 10 minutes on here. Pre-market open, and then obviously I'm trading live into the open on ASFX TV. The link is in my bio over here. As I said, we're currently running away a free month for everyone if you want to come join me there as well. But yeah, I don't know what the hell's happening. Sorry about that. I don't know why Trading View is messing around. I would have to make sure that that is trading up, heading into the open. But yeah, any questions? Hoa, good to have you on. Kenny, good to have you joining here. Let's see. Let's just make sure you guys are muted in the background. Just make sure you guys are muted. On the Edgeful Discord, I'll be in here the rest of the trading day as always. And then, yeah, it's, as I said, it's been a pretty nice month. I got the payouts yesterday, and we're just gonna keep rolling. I'm still, yeah, I don't know why that's not coming up. Anyway, screener, check that out. Opening candle continuation as well. And then, yeah, if you have not tried the algos, I definitely, someone, again, one of the guys said to me, "Oh, James, I've been, burning through accounts." I said, "I don't know if it's worth it." Well, you've been spending $2,000 a month on accounts that you haven't taken a payout on. Try the algos out for 1 to 2 months. If you don't like it, I don't know what to say. You can't carry on doing the same thing over and over again. So have a work on that you're coming in through to every single trading day. For me, I'm always having my max loss set at that. Personally, for me, in my experience of trading, I'm using $1,000 max loss on my 150K accounts, and I'm looking for $500 a day with $1,000 max loss for those 150K accounts, and that's what's been working for me. And some guys, like, I'm trading the macros. I'm not even trading minis on these 150K accounts. I got the payout. I'm trying to build up now for another buffer before taking some more payouts. But yeah, you got to, in my experience, that's what I've found to be working well from my end. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good, cheers, Hoa. I hope you guys are having a good trading week. I'll be in the Edgeful Discord rest of the trading day. If you need anything, let me know. And then we'll see you on here tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern time, for some more pre-market prep. Cheers, guys. Have a good one. And we'll see you in the Discord rest of the day, and then obviously on my stream. Cheers, guys. Have a good one.